How to invite students. This tutorial covers a couple of ways you can invite students to your eDiary. This first method, you have to be an eDiary administrator, whereas the second method I'll show in a later tutorial, all you have to do is promote the URL link. So, for method 1, sign into your eDiary and click on Students. Here, a list of students already members of the school or have been invited, looking at the status, will be listed. Here, you can, on an individual level, add student and click Send Invitation. This will then forward information to the student so that they can set up their account. Another way is to upload students en masse. So from here, go back to Users and Student, and as you see to the right hand side, there's the option to upload a CSV file. So firstly, download the sample so you can see what type of data we need. It should be downloaded in the bottom left hand corner if you're using Google Chrome. If you open the CSV file, you can see we're asking for a number of items. All we really need is the student's email address to get started, but we've actually asked for a few more other details so that later on, when we allow teachers to insert homework into each of the students' diary, we need to authenticate that students really are who they say they are. So we're collecting a little bit of information that will later cross-check with your information so that we have a perfect match. So the things that we are after are essentially the email address, first name, last name, any student ID that's a unique number to the individual, a date of birth, last 2 digits of the phone number, street number, and suburb. Again, you don't have to fill any of these fields out apart from the email address, but the more fields you fill out, the more we will be able to authenticate the user when we introduce new features into the eDiary. So I've put together a sample student file which I'll now upload. So I'll save this file to the desktop, and we're back to this screen. So from here, select Choose File and go to the location where you saved the student details. From here, it looks like the file has now been selected, so just wait to change to the actual name of the file, and now you're ready to click on Upload Students. The program will then upload the invitations to each of the students, and you'll be notified that invitations are now being sent. As you can see, there are a list of names and the status is to be invited. And gradually, as the program works through these invitations, the status will change to invited, and then when the student confirms their account, it'll change to confirmed. At any point, you can edit and destroy these details. So let's have a look at what typical invitation the student is likely to receive. So here I have the invitation. It just advises that you've been invited as a member of the student eDiary, and you'll need to click on the activation link. It also advises that after activating your account, you can access the eDiary by browsing the school eDiary URL. So firstly, let's click on the activation link. Either click here or copy and paste this link into your browser. A pop-up should then appear to confirm whether you really are a student of the school. They'll tick yes, and then they'll ask a few details to get started. they'll be typing in their details and inserting a password that they can later use to get back in. Most importantly, again, they're to select the right time zone and select continue. A message should appear now that they've got student access to the eDiary. From their view, they click on the laptop icon and then their eDiary should pop up. Here is where they can insert homework, write themselves reminders, check out the contents pages of their diary and term dates, staff details, and at any time they can click on the plus icon to bring up the task so they can insert homework pretty quickly, and then to the eDiary. From there on, if they would like to log out, they just simply close the browser, and then to get back to their eDiary, they simply type the URL that was advertised on their invitation. If I draw up the invitation again, the web address is this. Generally, it signs you in automatically. If you not signed in, you can click on a sign up icon that'll be here. So I'll just sign out and then sign in again, and as you can see, you get the sign up screen. At this point, they'll be asked to put in the email address they were invited on and the password, and they've got the option to stay signed in, so they don't have to keep logging into their account. If for some reason they forget their password or didn't receive the invitation, they can click on either of these two links and get that resent to them. If the user forgets completely what URL their school eDiary is on, they can simply tick myeDiary.com.au and then sign in from there. If they put their email address here and their password, it'll place a list of all the schools that they're a member of. So as you can see, I've signed in using the My Diary website, and now it acknowledges I'm a member of Hogwarts, and so I can click here to go straight to that school. Again, click the laptop icon, and now I'm into my diary. So this means their diary is accessible at home or at school, wherever they have an internet connection.